Welcome to the Fall Turf Festival at Gulfstream Park West, and it is a nice day here in South Florida. A little chilly. I'm here with Nanook of the North. He's the only guy in America without a jacket on here. Pete Aiello, our track announcer. I said, "Aren't you cold?" He goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" "No, I'm not cold. You got to be cold."
Absolutely not. I have a variety of natural insulation that keeps me quite warm.
Well, we have a good main track, off the turf today, but it's going to dry out throughout the day. I don't know if it's going to rain anymore. I don't think so, but compared to the rest of the country, this is balmy weather.
Absolutely. I talked to a friend in Buffalo yesterday who said he couldn't see his car.
Wow, yeah, they got something like 40 inches of snow, whatever it was. So we're lucky to be down here with this good main track. We are off the turf this afternoon, but we got some good news. We got a $150,000 jackpot guarantee in our Rainbow Six, which starts in race number 5. And the races have already been taken off the turf, so you can get your handicapping done, get that 20-second ticket and 20-cent ticket in, and win this thing. I'm chattering a little bit here, but I'll get used to it. Our first race this afternoon, Pete, 7 furlongs, claim is 3 and up, $8,000. We have a video we want to show you, and it's race number 5 from October 29th, and a couple of horses running and finishing real close together.
Yeah, Sir Edgar and Smoking the Field that afternoon. They hook up at the about the 3/16, and you'll see it here. They really throw it down. Now, I want you to draw your own conclusions here. Here's Smoking the Field. He's ducking to the inside lane. Now he drops over to the inside. Sir Edgar's on the engine. Now, it's well documented that Sir Edgar likes a challenge. He'll dig in when he's challenged, but Smoking the Field's supposed to roll right by him at this point, and he just doesn't want to do it. Right here, you think Smoking the Field's going to win by a half a length, don't you? And then he just won't. He's just waiting around. Sir Edgar feels him, and then they finished on equal terms for the win that afternoon. I don't know how I feel about either one of them here this afternoon. I didn't use either, and you did, and I wouldn't argue with you. I'm very happy this race isn't part of the Rainbow Six, because I thought this race was rather tough.
I went with the number 2 Precious Metal. I'm going to take the class dropper in the opening race today. It drops from the $12,500 level at Belmont to $8,000 here. Turns back from a mile to 7 furlongs. David Jacobson, the trainer, usually spots them where they can win with Joe Bravo in the saddle. Then I got the 3, Sir Edgar, and the 4 Smoking the Field on my ticket. But you went another way.
Yeah, I did. Precious Metal's on the wrong side of the form cycle, continues to regress, drops in class for a debut run here in South Florida. Does look like the classiest individual in here. He's made over $340,000. Problem I had with that is $200,000 of it was on the grass. I don't know what Precious Metal we're going to get, so I'll beat him, or try to anyway, and I'll try with a horse that's tactically not at a very good place. Number 1, PJ's Magical Wink, likes to come from well off the speed, and he has the inside post, and a race where there's not a whole lot of speed in here. However, he does offer his stretch run each and every time out. He'll be a decent price, and I think he's a viable alternative to some horses in here that'll take some money that I think have some questions to be answered here today.
You also got the 8 River Star on your ticket. You went a complete different way in this opening event.
Yeah, I did. We've harped on it enough now where we'll probably get yelled at for saying it, but this race is so competitive. I think that each and every one of the 8 horses in here, they all merit a chance, and so I'm going to go with horses that'll be a little bit higher numbers. The 8 River Star, who's making his first start back here at Gulfstream Park West. His last 2 races over this surface were excellent. Santiago Gonzalez rides him. He won 2 back against Non-Winners of 3 Company, and then ran into the red-hot Van Citra last time out. Took some time off after that race, gets an outside post here. Does have enough tactical speed to be part of this. Another horse that was very intriguing to me, we're speaking about Buffalo. Right across the border from Buffalo is Fort Erie, Ontario, where number 7 Royal Fighter's coming in from. We don't get many Fort Erie invaders. Comes in by way of Penn National. He was facing wide open 62.5 last time out. Finished a closing third at 26-1. The Penn National wide open claimers are fairly salty, and I think he has a big shot here. He's going to be a huge price. Don't know that he can win the race on figures, but definitely has a chance to hit the board.
Well, I'm liking your selections in the first race. I do not agree with them at all, but I'm liking them. Let's go to race.
Well, you don't have to like them. That's not part of the prerequisite. If anything, the prerequisite on our show is we don't like anything the other person has to say.
Okay, let's go to the second race. This one is 6 furlong sprint. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in their life, $12,500. And I want to show you a video. It's race 2 from October 30th, and it's our pal there, Jumping Joey, bumping during the stretch run, or getting bumped during the stretch run. And there was actually a steward's inquiry in here, Pete.
Yeah, I think the stewards ruled that afternoon that it was incidental contact. Jumpin' Joey came in first, and then Donegal Hall laid on him on the outside. But in the end, it was ruled that both riders didn't really do themselves any favors, and therefore there was no change made to the running order. Jumpin' Joey is one of the huge contenders in here. Unlike the first race of the afternoon, I don't know that it's possible for anybody who calls himself a handicapper to disagree with the fact that the 2 and the 6 are the best 2 horses in here. I think they probably run 1-2, and they can anchor a good daily double.
Yeah, and that number 6, Jumpin' Joey, getting first-time Lasix, so there might be a reason that horse might have bled in that race, too. It just moves him way up in my mind. Number 2, DNA Approved, was coming out of that race. He was closing along the inside. If you're watching those two, he was the one that was coming on the inside today, getting the services of Paco Lopez.
Paco's going to have to be aggressive with DNA Approved. He likes an aggressive ride. He proved that in his races 3 and 4 starts back where he was handled by Jesus Rios. You have to get after him for his best, but if you do, he offers a good charge. He's been very, very consistent. Dan Peter's making a habit of this. He's been claiming horses that were sharp, went favored, and lost, and then coming right back and winning with them. Certainly Golden Friendships, that was the move.
Right.
He had Rogue Lady in on Monday. That would have been the move there, and then that race came off the grass. Now here's DNA Approved, the same thing. So the barn seems to have a pattern, and this fits their pattern.
I used Little Rocco in third, turning back today to 3/4, drifted on a turn last time out. I'm agree with you, but I agree with you that this 2 and 6 look like the ones to beat there. You also used the 5.
I also used the 5, yes. My Hot Date, who's back in against his friends after trying allowance horses last time out. Even his race 2 back, it was on the grass, so it doesn't count in my opinion. Has a chance to hit the bottom half of your exotics. Little Rocco will never be on my ticket. I do actually hold grudges in horse racing, and he has probably the biggest one in recent memory. He will not be on my ticket.
He's always got a reason to hate some horse in some race. Let's go to the third race today. 1 mile maiden claims, fillies 2-year-olds, $12,500. And we want to show you a race. It was race 5 on September 26th, and it was Bye Bye Bella surrendering that lead.
Yeah, I want you to draw your own conclusions on this as well. Bye Bye Bella, this is 2 back. This is her last dirt start. She just took the lead, how do I say this politically correct? I guess I don't. She just took the lead. They're not moving very fast. How about that? And from the inside, Me Passion came from absolutely nowhere to run down Bye Bye Bella, who's very, very tired in the late stages. She holds off 2 other horses that were tired. It was a strung-out group over a sloppy main track that afternoon. I thought that this was a beware backtrack, as I like to say. She'll be 3-1 on the morning line, so she'll take some money. I think she's a play against.
Number 4, Miss Visconti, stretching out to a mile, broke from post 11 last time out, dueled from a stalking position in that race, flat, and now finished third. That was at 7 furlongs. This horse is bred to love a mile. She's a daughter of Fairbanks, who's by Giants Causeway. So that was the reason I put the 4 on top of my ticket. Got the 1 Bye Bye Bella somewhere on my ticket, but you went with the number 5, who I also have my ticket, Peggy Grieves Me.
I would have lost the side wager with the video crew on the fact that the 5 wasn't on top in your ticket, so I'm glad I didn't make that. Peggy Grieves Me looks like the best horse. There is something of a storyline here. You don't know how the 2-year-olds are going to take to the 1 mile journey here today, because even though Bye Bye Bella's raced 1 mile, nobody else is, even Bye Bye Bella has raced a 2-turn 1 mile. This will all be these fillies first start around 2 turns here this afternoon. Definitely has some intrigue there because you don't know how they're going to handle it. Peggy Grieves Me has been improving for Gilberto Escobar. She doesn't need to improve at all here. If she runs back to that last race, I think she probably wins.
And you also used the number 6 in here, which I did not use.
Yeah, Vero's Dream. I was trying to get creative. She had her head handed to her off the claim last time out, but she also goes for trainer Gilberto Escobar. Victor Carrero off, Jose Caraballo on. Jose, a very capable rider from Delaware Park. We saw him spring the upset of the other day with Beeline Express. Thought she rated a chance in here. This race, it's a spread race in the early pick 4 for me, and we'll get to that in a moment. But in the first leg of the Rainbow Six in race number 5, a solid back your ATM card up single, in my opinion. So I think that this race is a race where you can go look for a little value.
How'd we get to the 5th race? We didn't do the 4th yet.
I'm looking at the start of the early pick 4. You have to formulate your tickets accordingly. Now the fans know to spread in races 3 and 4 because they can afford to with the single in race 5.
If
you know, it is about wagering. You know, even though you have moss in your wallet, I mean, I like to wager on these races. I mean,
if you're just joining us, and I hope you are, this 4th race has been taken off the turf. No turf racing today. The main track listed as good, and this one is now 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. Maiden claim is 3-year-olds and up, $12,500. Scratch the number 4 Buckingham Gate. I will go with
Bert. You're cold, man.
I would go, I'm chattering here. Number 2, 4 tees. 2 for 3 in the money on the off track. Now goes back to the dirt after showing, I thought, a fair amount of good speed, finishing second at this distance on the turf. Best off track record that I could find on paper, so I used the 2 4Zs on top of my ticket.
No argument for me. This race is a very, very tough race because it is off the turf. I went with the 8-horse Stylo on top here. I think he makes a clear lead. I think Paulie's pick's not as fast as he is early. Stylo stretching out around 2 turns. I don't know that he wants to go 2 turns, but if you're ever in a position where you can carry your speed, it's off a turf race with a track that's less than fast against horses that probably don't like the dirt as well as they do the turf. I think Stylo can steal this under jockey Carlos Olivero.
I left the number 6 Paulie's pick on my ticket. I think he might be the best horse in the race. I just don't know if he could translate that to the turf course today, but I think he might be the best horse. Dave Casson has Jonathan Gonzalez in the saddle. Let me tell you about the 9, Gavel Down, okay? This is the main track only participant, but this horse, according to Harry Benson, who was out here before his last race, said this horse, prior to those races, was not sweating. He couldn't get this horse to sweat. All of a sudden, he got him to sweat. He says, I'm expecting this horse to run much better today. That was for $8,000, and sure enough, he was game as can be. He just got beat a zop on the wire, so it looks like they've turned this horse around, stepping him up to the $12,000 level. Main track only. I'm going to use him on my ticket.
That's great information, and it's always good to get information that's not readily available to you, and that is definitely good information on the 9, Gavel Down. I think he has a chance. I think this race, again, is a spread race in your early pick 4. I use the 1-horse second, My Little Jet. He has terrible problems at the starting gate, but he has run well over this main track on races that are off the turf. He has 2 second-place runs in that particular instance. 7 expected meetings, a hard horse to ride. If he can transfer his turf form to his dirt race here today, he'll have a big chance. He didn't run very well on the dirt. This race is very, very tough to me. As you can see, we have a combination of 6 horses here. And how many are in here? 7 or 8? I think this is definitely a spread race. And it's also a race that you can get some value here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we put selections up there, but I think it's wide open with the move to the main track today. Let's go to the 5th, and as Pete has mentioned...
This isn't wide open at all.
No, as Pete has mentioned, this is the start of the Rainbow 6. 6 furlongs, claim is 2-year-olds, and up $35,000. Blinkers on, number 6. Every time you say that, we have the same exact horse on top of our ticket, and that's number 7, Walk Away Slow.
Second start from New Jersey, coming out of a hugely live race, outrunning horses that were stakes placed and stakes tested in his most recent $35,000 claimer. That was in his South Florida debut. Paco rides from an outside post position with a race that doesn't have a whole lot of tactical speed in it. I could keep talking, but it would just be redundant.
Yeah, and Paco and Eddie Plessis Jr., when they team up here at Gulfstream Park West, winning at a 35% rate, just to add to it. The number 4, Papa Uno, is going to face winners after using his speed to defeat $35,000 maiden. That was when he was dropped from the $50,000 level, but this is a son of Florida's leading sire, Cantaros. This horse has all been running well. So recent maiden winner, but the breeding suggests that this horse can move forward in this race. So I had number 4, Papa Uno, who you also have on your ticket.
Yeah, I think the 3-horse Conspiracy, again, is a little more battle-tested against winners, which is why I didn't use Papa Upa second. Conspiracy, again, was 4th last time out behind the aforementioned Walk Away Slow. Walk Away Slow beat him a pretty good ways in that race. Walk Away Slow, all he's got to do is run back to his last race. I mean, I know that if you look on the form, you go, well, wait a minute, Pete, he's going to bounce. He ran 70 Beyer last time out. That's true, but it was a very, very live race, and he had reasons to not run well, at least in my opinion. Everybody knows by now that I don't like horses coming in from Monmouth first time, because I think that the surfaces in South Florida are so much different than they are in New Jersey. Walk Away Slow took to that surface. He had an outside post that afternoon, and again, he comes out of a super live race.
Well, it looks like that's a single for you in the Rainbow 6.
It's a single for me in everything. I'll be taking out my Chase credit card since we don't get paid until Friday, and I'll be making sure I get a cash advance here.
Well, let's go to our 6th race, and this one is 5 furlongs. It was originally scheduled for the turf, now to be running the main track, but we don't have any scratches as of now. This one is maiden claim is fillies, 2-year-olds, $50,000. Want to show you a video. It's from race 4 on October 30th, and it's Royal Stage. This was on the turf, but this horse was ranked. It's going to turn back today from that 7.5 furlong distance to 5 furlongs. Did you see this horse just wants to go on with it?
She sure does. She ran so good in her debut run at odds of 12-1. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon the next time. It should be noted that the horse who won the race was her stablemate, a first-time starter from the Kathleen O'Connell barn. So O'Connell won this race anyway. Royal Stage, very keen under Jose Gutierrez. The question I have is, she's by Shakespeare out of an El Prado mare. Doesn't sound like dirt racing to me.
Yeah, no, that's the problem with it. I just like that performance last time out. And keying off that first one, but you got to prove that she can do this on the main track. And I think keeping the horse in there, I think maybe the connections want to see if she can handle the dirt or off track, whatever the case may be, by race number 6. If the track dries out, maybe fast, and maybe that's what they think the horse can run on either.
Well, I think sometimes with these races that are off the turf, the trainers take a look and go, well, listen, nobody else has proven on the dirt either. Why do I not stay in? I'm accorded a big chance on the turf. I look like I'm one of the best horses in the race. You know, we've already got her ready. She's already in. You know, let's just take a shot. And I think that that's a good idea. I'm not a trainer. I am an owner, but I would do the same thing. I would take a shot when a race where you don't really know who's going to do what.
Well, you're taking a shot with the first-time starter in here, Little Mary Ellen.
Yes, I am, because I think the first-time starters, they have not proven their surface affinity one way or the other. Now, you can look at that one of two ways. They want to get on the turf first time out, or they just want to get a race at the horse 5/8 first time out. Carlo Vacarezza and Little Mary Ellen get Paco Lopez here today. She's had quite a bit of workout time in the morning. She's bred to go a little bit longer than this, but I think that, again, trying to figure that the horses that have form haven't shown their form on dirt. I'll go with the fresh faces, the 5 Little Mary Ellen and the 1 Lying Eyes. She's by Sharp Humor, who should quite well on the dirt if you remember the Florida Derby that year. Eduardo Nunez with an inside draw. The draw is no bargain, especially with Royal Stage next door, but the price will be right there as well.
Yeah, that Little Mary Ellen 12 morning workouts. I went with the 4 Gato Dorado, and this one tracked fractions last time of 21-1, 44-3 before succumbing to the pressure, finishing third, ran second in her $100,000 debut on the Gulfstream Park main track. I thought that was a really game performance last time out. Was second on the dirt, 2 back. Why not use this horse somewhere on your ticket?
She has the best dirt form by far. On form, she probably wins this fairly easily. Again, I tend to hold grudges, and she ran so bad first start over this main track. She finished 4th behind a horse that came back to win in Silver Sassy, but she'll have to do better than her race 2 back, and that's the race I remember. So, again, personal vendetta time.
Yeah, don't cross Pete. You won't get on his ticket. Race number 7 today.
True.
7 furlongs, maiden claims 3-year-olds and up $8,000. Scratch the 8 Honey again, the 11 Dylan's Actor, and number 3 Savara's Pete. I went with the 9 Gino and the Jets, and this one debuts locally for Jason Service. Cuts back today to 7 furlongs after ending its Mammon campaign with a pair of seconds going a mile. Service really good with this type of layoff of 61 to 180 days, about 26%. And what are you doing with a Monmouth horse on top of your ticket?
I'm waiting with bated breath for you to tease me about that. Here's why. You look at this other race, and one of my other steadfast angles that's actually worked better than anything else this meet is the bottom level maidens, the conditioned lifetime claimers, things of that nature. If you play the usual suspects, you're going to lose if there's horses that are not the usual suspects. And here today, Gino and the Jets has not been seen against this level of horse. He has the best form, and even though he's coming in from Monmouth, he's been down here at least a little while. He has a Palmetto's workout to sport for Jason Service. I'm a big Jason Service fan. It would just be silly to not use this horse on top.
Well, number 2, El Grand, there goes that rule out of the book. This one is stretching out to 7 furlongs. This one seems to take the overland route in both races at 6 furlongs, 5 wide the other time at 6 furlongs. So this horse, maybe with this inside draw, will stay a little closer to the action and get the job done.
Well, the one thing about this horse, he's really improved. He's taken big-time steps forward in each of his races, and I like that a lot about him. Diego Gomez got familiar with him the last time out. He's the best horse of the horses that have raced here. For the record, by the way, all rules have exceptions, which is why, by definition, they're rules, because there are exceptions. So I'll make an exception here. Also use number 6, Mr. Kitten. Don't use him on top. This race is strictly going to be won or lost through Gino and the Jets, but this horse will be a big price, and I think he has a big chance to hit the board here today.
I also used the 12, Let It Be Famous, cutting back to 7/8 after dueling and tiring late to finish 3rd. Versus similar, that was going a mile. The scratch are going to help this horse. I think he's got enough speed to clear or get a stalking position when he goes up the backstretch. So I don't know if he can win it, like you said, against Gino and the Jets, but some horse you might want to put on your exacta trifecta ticket, and a couple of scratches to his inside will help him.
What is it you just got done saying about don't cross to scorn Pete Aiello? Scorned me big time. I needed him to win last time for quite a good score. 3/4 and 16 and change, and just had nothing to offer. Cuts back here today. Does have a chance on form, but again, personal vendetta time.
Well, let's go to the 8th race. So 1 mile off the turf. This one claimers that's 1 mile now with 7.5 furlongs. Stretches out to a mile today. Non-winners are 3-year-old or upward, or a race since May 19th. Scratch the 1, the 2, the 6, the 7, the 10, and the 12, and the jockey on the 11 is Antonio Gallardo, and I went to the main track only roll-up. This one is 3 starts, 2 wins on a wet track, makes his first start since setting the pace, getting nabbed late. That was a $12,500 claimer over at Gulfstream on July 19th. Kathleen O'Connell, very good with this type of layoff, about 25%, and what I like, this horse has a bullet over the track. It wasn't the fastest bullet in the world, but shows that the horse is coming back in good form. That was on November 9th, 102, I believe it was. So number 13 rolling up, I think really figures in here with the move to the main track.
My only concern, and this is my only concern, is that the horse, as you touched on, has been off since July and is being asked to carry his speed off the layoff, going 1 mile here today. But everything else about roll-up makes complete sense. You have speed in your corner. You have form in your corner. You have racing lines in your corner. And what I mean by that is he's been facing very, very good company lines, with Jess Jebica beating him the last 2 times and then losing to Awesome Attack for second in that last race. Company lines are solid. Connections are solid. Everything's solid, except you don't know if this horse will be ready to go a mile off the layoff. He made my ticket, but that was my concern.
What about the bullet?
Well, bullet or not, you're going 5/8 in the morning. Now you're going a mile in racing conditions. It's a little bit different circumstance.
Do you hate Little Boss?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Little Boss is then definitely on my ticket. This one going for its second race in a row, gets to run on a sloppy rain track in a mile. 3 previous races, no wins, a second and a third. Jesus Rios will be in the saddle today, and this horse seems to have won the lottery twice. I don't know if it can win, but certainly ran well enough last time to get a spot on my ticket.
Lost to Roan Byrne and Mr. Algebra in his most recent race against lifetime condition claimers. Roan Byrne came back to run okay. Mr. Algebra demolished a field of lesser horses on the turf in his most recent race. Little Boss has been facing lifetime condition claimers. I can't endorse a horse that's losing against lifetime condition claimers against horses that are facing wide open, especially number 9, Sweet Rocket Man. Who knows if he wants to run long? Who knows if he can run long? I do know one thing. He's facing by far the best horses in here, losing twice to the very impressive stall walking dude. He has Noble Prince and close it out on his running lines. He only got beat 5 lengths to close it out. Granted, that was sprinting. We'll see if he can carry his racing game long. He has no speed, so I would think that he could handle going long here.
Anybody else in this race before?
DePrice is interesting. DePrice does not want to go long, but has been racing against wide open company and stretches out here today.
Let's go to our 9th and feature race this afternoon, and this one is a 7 furlongs. Well, not feature race, but really nice horses in here.
Please forgive Mr. Nicoletti. It's about 45 degrees too cold for him right now.
Yeah, no, well, it's really good 2-year-old race. These are some nice horses, 7 furlongs, 2-year-olds. Scratch the 6, Mongolian King. I went with the number 2 horse in here, the Best of Eddington, stretching out to 7 furlongs today after rallying to finish third in his 6-furlong debut. That was here. It was in the slump. Ramon Morales is the trainer. He's 25% with maidens making their second start. Carlos Marquez in the saddle again. I've been really enamored with what this barn has done since he arrived here from Puerto Rico, and I'm just going to go with the number 2, the Best of Eddington, on top of my ticket.
Well, I'm going to get enticed. I don't know if I could say sucked in, but there's 2 horses in this race that both have very, very low percentage outfits first time out, but have shown some ability in the morning. They're the 3 Godrevi, or I'll have to look that one up, or and the 8-horse Pinhook. The trainers don't crank horses up first time out, but I'm going to go with the 3 and 8 on top anyway. I think that they have showed enough talent in the morning. Joe Bravo sees fit to ride for Tom Albertrani. Gets to don the Darley Maroon Silks here this afternoon. 3-horse will be my top play in a race that is very, very tough.
Well, Pinhook is just working up a storm at Gulfstream in preparation for the debut by Hall of Famer Alan Jerkins. Got that recent 5 furlong bullet and 1 minute in 2. I thought that was a pretty nice move. Paco Lopez rides there.
So intriguing. The Chief doesn't get him ready first time out. He's old school. He invented old school. And Pinhook has been working really, really fast. There's no doubt about that. Gets a perfect post draw for his debut. They paid $75,000 for him, so he's by Unbridled Song. I don't know. Like, if you're a trainer that doesn't get horses ready first time out, let me ask you this question. You know, you have a Ron McAnally or you have an Alan Jerkins that are conditioned horses, or even Zito. They don't get horses ready first time, and then you see a horse that's working lights out in the morning. Is it just the exception to the rule?
Well, if you look at their record, sometimes it says they're 9% with first-time starters, or whatever the percentage might be. So that means they did win with a first-time starter. This might be that time.
Great point. Well done, sir.
Now can we go to our final race?
Absolutely. Well done. Beautifully laid out.
5 furlongs off the turf in our 10th race. Maiden claim is 2-year-olds, $25,000. Another race that we have no scratches, and we're going to go back and show you a video. This is race 3 from August 7th, and it's the 2 stay determined. Coming out of the gate, you follow this horse, and he gets whacked around a little bit and gets knocked back to 4th, Pete, and then basically stays there the rest of the way. You'll see it coming up here pretty soon. He's the 2 horse in there. You'll see him get shuffled back as they got up a little further and everything like that. And I thought he was running really good here. It looked like there it is, getting, shuffled all the way back. Seemed to stay in that spot afterwards and really couldn't make up any ground.
Kind of probably blew his mind. He was a horse that ran so well in his debut run, and then to have something happen to you when your racing career gets started. We talked about it on Monday with a horse that won named Kate's Great. 2-year-olds, they don't have really an idea of what's going on. So when you're yanking hard on them like that and having to take up, either they become disinterested or it just completely blows their mind and they go, whoa, 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 what did I do wrong here? Whoa, 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 what's going on? And this horse I'm like to see that he's been given some time off since that race. The race itself was not all that strong, by the way. Good Morning Dad has not come back to run very well, and Raw Talent is yet to break his maiden. So he has some improving to do in that regard, but he's been given time to do it by Steve DeMauro, and his workouts are pretty good. Paco Lopez gets the call here. I went with him 3rd. The horse I went with on top, we were just talking about trainers who don't get horses ready. Here's a guy who does get horses ready, and that's trainer Ralph Nix. The 11-horse Zoom Box has been working very well, and he draws an outside post for his debut. I like that.
I have him on the ticket for all the reasons you mentioned. Ralph Nix is 23% with his first-time starters. The number 6 horse I have a 3rd, and I'm going to think it's Flagon. Flagon? Flagon is dropping to the $25,000 level after facing a maiden special weight competition, even though one was state bred before the layoff. Nice half-mile drill at Gulfstream, 47-4. That was on November 12th, coming back. So I just think the drop in competition might be a nice spot, especially with the move to the main track for number 6 Flagon.
No argument for me. He's on my racing form. He just didn't make my ticket. We can only go 3 deep. He would be a 4th horse that I'll use, and I will use him in the pick 6 and pick 5 here today. Horse I used underneath is number 3. I need it yesterday. First of all, I love that name. I hope he can win when I'm calling someday. I could have some fun there if I'm accorded the opportunity, of course. He was 5-1 in his debut run. His debut run was only 11 days ago. He flashed speed against odds-on winner XY Jet and then backed up pretty bad. Might be a patented case of they just wanted to teach him something, and when they realized they weren't going to get anything, Prado just took care of him. He got beat 33 lengths that afternoon. They are dropping in class here today and just back in 11 days, but I'm just intrigued that he took that much money against odds-on winner XY Jet. I think he's better than that last race for trainer Dave Vivian, and I hope they forget about him here today. He's installed at 12-1 on the morning line. That would mean that he's more than double his price against a significantly easier group today.
Well, we'll see what happens with the action in our final race, and that's how we see the Wednesday card. Remember, we're going Wednesday to Sunday this week, Pete. We're off the turf today. We got a good main track, but we're expecting good weather the rest of the week, and we got that big carryover in the Rainbow Six.
Here's my advice in the Rainbow Six. I know Ronnie wants to get off because he's ice cold right now. That's literally, not figuratively. There you go. Rainbow Six here this afternoon. This is the way you have to approach this sequence. If you think that you can take down the jackpot, the only way you're going to do it is if you beat Walk Away Slow in race number 5. If you think Walk Away Slow is a winner, then play the Rainbow Six for what it is. Otherwise, chase that jackpot guarantee because you can take down the jackpot. In my opinion, if you started off against number 7 Walk Away Slow, you have jackpot potential here today.
And it's a big jackpot, $150,000, and we got the double graded stakes action on Saturday this week, so it should be a fun week here at Gulfstream Park West.
Absolutely, and Thanksgiving racing a week from tomorrow, 11:40 early starting time.
Good luck, everybody. We'll see you in a bit.